In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. Welcome to part 5 of my Hajj, a step-by-step guide to Hajj and Umrah. My name is Saad from the Wahi Project, and I'm joined by Ismail Davids from Amid Inspirations. And we're honored to continue our journey with you exploring Hajj and Umrah. So far, we've covered an introduction with basic definitions in part 1, a step-by-step overview of Hajj in part 2, a checklist of things to do before you depart in part 3, and a detailed look at Ihram in part 4. Now in this part 5, we'll discuss the journey from home to Makkah, the most common routing, what you should do, and what to expect. The journey from home to Makkah is a trip like no other. Whether you've never traveled away from home before or an ardent frequent flyer, this trip takes on a special dimension and meaning, and will leave you with an experience and feeling that you will never forget. What you do on your trip from home to Makkah will in part depend on the route you take. Though there are thousands of routes to Makkah, there are two main ones that the majority of foreign pilgrims will take. The first is flying or arriving into Jeddah, and then from Jeddah heading straight to Makkah. The second is flying or arriving into Medina, and then heading to Makkah. So let's visualize these two routes to make things a bit clearer. Here's the one from home to Makkah via Jeddah, and here's the one from home to Makkah via Medina. The first segment of both routes is the departure from home, which for clarity we've labeled A. So what should you do here? Leave home for the airport as early as possible. The Hajj flights are extremely busy. Even though you may hold a confirmed seat, you may find no seats available if you're late to check in. Most airlines operate an overbooking procedure, meaning if everybody that has a confirmed booking turns up, there won't be enough seats. So be early. Once you've boarded your means of transport, supplicate the travel prayer.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. سبحان الذي سخر لنا هذا وما كنا له مقرنين وإنا إلى ربنا لمنقلبون اللهم إنا نسألك في سفرنا هذا البر والتقوى ومن العمل ما ترضى اللهم هون علينا سفرنا هذا واطو عنا بعده اللهم أنت الصاحب في السفر والخليفة في الأهل اللهم إني أعوذ بك من وعثاء السفر وكآبة المنظر وسوء المنقلب في المال والأهل.
The next segment of your journey is while you're actually within the trip itself, which we've labeled B for clarity. There are a number of things you should do whilst in transit. First and foremost, do not forget to perform your salah. During traveling, it is acceptable to join and shorten your salah while on the journey. So depending on the time of day of your present location, you'll need to read your normal salah, which includes Fajr, 2 Sunnah Rakah and 2 Fard Rakah, Zohar, 2 Rakah, and Asr, 2 Rakah. You can join the salah at any time from the start of Zohar until the end of Asr. Maghrib, 3 Rakah, and Isha, 2 Rakah. You can join the salah at any time from the start of Maghrib until the end of Isha, but no later than midnight. Witr.
Some tips for transit and salah. Firstly, the most important thing is to make wudu before you leave home and put on your socks. This way you need only to wipe over the socks while making wudu in transit on the airplane or at airports. Very, very important because it makes your life much, much easier. How do I do the times of Salah? How do I calculate the times of Salah on the airplane? Fajr is the most difficult one, so normally you can ask the steward to get you the time for Fajr. But for Dhuhr and Asr, you look at the local time where you are on the journey. Or normally on the TV it gives you the maps and it shows you the time. So when the time is between 1:30 and 2 o'clock, or any time after 1 or 1:30 to be safer, you know that anywhere in the world or the time will be where you are in the air, it is Dhuhr time. So you can pray Dhuhr and Asr combined, 2 and 2. Then for Maghrib and Isha, you just wait basically until it's dark on both sides of the plane, and then you can pray Maghrib and Isha 3 and 2 and Witr for 1. So that's the easiest way to calculate and work out when is the best time to make Salah on the plane. Now, once you're off transit and you're actually traveling between, or even at airports sometimes, traveling between Medina and Makkah, or Makkah and Medina, you'll find that there are little masjids all along the way, and even at airports there are masjids where people pray. So often people get confused and you'll see many, many different groups, many little congregations praying at the same time. So the first fundamental rule we need to know that there can't be more than one congregation in the same mosque at the same time. So my brothers and sisters, if you come into a masjid and there's already a prayer congregation going, you are not allowed to make your own congregation and start your own salah. So it's very simple. Whatever salah you need to pray, you just join the congregation and make your intention for that particular salah. An example, you're coming into the masjid or the musalla and the group's praying. So whether they're praying Dhuhr or Asr, if you still have to pray Dhuhr, you just join them, make your intention for Dhuhr, and if they finish, you then get up and complete your Dhuhr and then your Asr. If the Imam is not a traveler, meaning the Imam is praying 4, you have to follow the Imam and complete 4. But when you pray Asr on your own, you pray 2. So having said that, you can notice that it's very important in this journey that you learn all the details about wudu, salah, and especially traveling salah.
Also, while during transit, remember to carry your small Quran and your Hajj notes and books with you. Utilize every minute of your time to seek Allah's pleasure and reward. Give the movies, films on the airplane a miss and read the Quran or do dhikr instead. Start your journey the right way. Now let's consider if you're flying into Jeddah and then heading to Makkah. Note, if you're going to Medina from Jeddah, we'll cover that later. So all we're looking at now is that you're heading into Jeddah and then heading to Makkah from Jeddah. As we mentioned earlier, Jeddah is not a miqat. Actually, it's inside the miqat boundary, so you'll need to adopt ihram in the airplane at one of the miqat points, which are announced by most airlines prior to your arrival in Jeddah. For brothers, do not forget to remove your underwear. This may sound funny, but there are many male pilgrims who forget to remove their underwear while in ihram. Also, do not forget to remove any headgear you may be wearing, again for brothers only. Make your niyyah as described earlier. Once you're in the state of ihram, recite the talbiyah as often as possible. Once you land at Jeddah airport, you'll be directed to the Hajj terminal. This is where you need to start cashing in the bags of patience you packed. First is immigration and custom formalities. This can take anywhere between 1 to 8 hours or even more. So forget about the time and use every minute in worship. Do dhikr, read Quran, etc. Remember, you're in the state of ihram and need to be on your best behavior. Following immigration and customs clearance, you will then be collected by your group leader in a staging area, which is in the arrival hall of the Hajj terminal. This is where you will say farewell to your passport and hand it over to your group leader, who in turn will deposit it with your Saudi government handler. You will only see your passport again upon your departure. If you're like me and never like to lose sight of your passport, this is going to feel quite traumatic. But forget about these worldly distractions and put your full trust in Allah. The staging phase may again take several hours, while your group leader organizes luggage, transfer buses, and arrival formalities. Again, use this time wisely. Dhikr, read Quran, do your salah. This is also a good time to get a local SIM card for your mobile phone, as there are several vendor stalls in the arrival hall. Once ready, you'll then grab your bags and be ferried to the buses for the trip to Makkah. Fasten your seatbelts. You're on your way. If you fly into Medina or travel to Medina from Jeddah without going to Makkah first, then as you can see, you do not need to adopt ihram. Medina is outside the Miqat boundary, so you can wear your normal clothes, etc. You will again pass all your immigration and custom formalities at the airport, and then be ferried to your hotel, which will be quite close to the Haram in Medina. Enjoy Medina and the Prophet, peace be upon him's mosque. It's a feeling like no other in the world. Once you complete your time in Medina, you'll then be ready to head to Makkah. The Miqat for people traveling from Medina is known as Zul Hulayfa, or alternatively Abyar Ali, and is situated about 10 kilometers outside of Medina, or approximately 450 kilometers away from Makkah. Interesting to note that this Miqat is the furthest by distance from Makkah out of all the Miqats. You'll make your preparations at the hotel, then adopt your ihram by uttering the niyyah at this Miqat. Then fasten your seatbelts for the drive to Makkah. This brings us to the end of part 5. Thanks for joining us, hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to seeing you in part 6. Remember to visit our websites, which may have additional resources accompanying this presentation. All praise is due to Allah, our Creator and Sustainer, Lord of the worlds.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك